People board a private jet in New York and are welcomed by the captain. After takeoff, scenes show their glamorous lives. When the plane lands, a line of luxury cars takes them to their next stop. At the harbor, Amber and Tony lead the group. Amber looks upset when she sees the ship they're supposed to board, but Tony tries to calm her down. The ship's captain greets them, yet Amber responds with clear disdain. A crew member named Peppy feels upset by Amber's rude behavior and by how the captain treats her. Even so, he's told to take her to her cabin. Amber asks about a gym, and Peppy jokingly says he'll bring it to her. He returns with an exercise bike, which makes her furious, and when Peppy later brings her a jump rope, she waves it around, threatening the captain in anger. At dinner, another guest, Debbie, happily talks about their trip from Greece to Italy, but the others make fun of her. Tony shows up dressed casually, and Amber fumes because everyone had agreed to dress formally. In the kitchen, Pepe offers to handle Amber's bad attitude, but the captain refuses, saying he's being well paid to manage it himself. While the guests enjoy swimming, Amber stays apart. Pepe tries to be kind, but she remains unpleasant. Later, she rides the exercise bike, ranting about politics, money, and fame. Pepe listens and reports it to the captain. Just then, she snaps her fingers and demands water in a towel. He reluctantly obeys. While the women relax in the sun, Pepe catches two crew members spying on them and stops them, though he ends up watching for a moment himself. Amber notices and becomes even colder toward him. That night, the guests play cards while Pepe fishes nearby. They talk about how he once worked full-time as a fisherman, until pollution ruined his livelihood. When asked for his thoughts, he says that while chemicals make life easier, they don't make it better. Money often destroys people's values. The next morning, Amber complains bitterly about breakfast. Pushed to his limit, Pepe imagines losing his temper, throwing the food at her and tossing her overboard. But it's only a daydream. In reality, he quietly returned the dish to the kitchen. The kitchen staff later tastes the meal and confirms it's perfectly fine. The captain orders the meal to be remade anyway. He goes to make peace with Amber, who asks if they're being treated badly because of their wealth. He reassures her, saying he has no problem with rich guests. Later, the group spends the day ashore. When they return, Amber overhears Pepe muttering a curse at the captain. She complains, but the captain quickly calms her down. That evening, Amber demands that the crew prepare the fish she bought earlier. The chef refuses, saying it's not fresh enough, so they secretly cook one of Pepe's fish instead. Amber enjoys the meal without realizing the switch. That night, Pepe walks down the corridor carrying another fish and accidentally runs into Amber. A little drunk, she flirts with him and blocks his way, asking him to dance. Pepe refuses, saying he doesn't dance with people he dislikes. That night, the women stay up late drinking and playing cards. Amber eventually wanders out onto the deck, where Pepe quietly watches from a distance. When she notices, she turns and walks away. The next day, the other guests go to explore some caves, leaving Amber behind. She demands to join them, so Pepe is ordered to take her, even though he warns it's risky because of the strong current. As they head toward the caves, the boat's engine suddenly stops. Pepe tries to fix it but can't. They begin drifting, and he reminds her he warned about the current. Night falls, and they're still lost at sea. Amber grows more and more angry. By morning, Pepe complains about his bad luck and attempts to repair the motor again, but he drops a tool into the water. He dives in to retrieve it just as Amber wakes up. Thinking he's drowned or abandoned her, she panics and calls out his name. When he resurfaces, he teases her, asking if she missed him. Frustrated, Amber wonders why no one has come to rescue them. Pepe replies that the ocean is vast. He climbs back onto the boat, and as she searches around, Amber discovers a flare gun. Pepe manages to catch a fish and offers it to Amber to eat raw. She refuses, calling it disgusting, and tosses it away. Angry and exhausted, Pepe scolds her for wasting the only food he'd spent hours catching. Soon after, they spot a ship in the distance. Amber grabs the flare gun and tries to fire it, but it doesn't work. Pepe reaches to help, and during their struggle, it accidentally goes off. Furious, Amber yells at him as the two cling to their half-deflated raft through a long, stormy night. By morning, Amber spots land. They paddle toward it and collapse on the beach. Pepe climbs a nearby hill and realizes they're stranded on a small, empty island. Amber refuses to believe it's deserted and insults him harshly. Offended, Pepe warns her to stop and storms off. He later finds an old shed and begins building a small camp, collecting rainwater and making tools. Meanwhile, Amber wanders alone until she discovers Pepe's camp. She notices him drinking water and stares at the bottle longingly. When he leaves to fish, she sneaks over and steals it. When Pepe returns and catches her, she just smiles smugly. He ignores her and enjoys a lobster he's caught, while she watches hungrily. Amber offers to buy his food, but Pepe tells her he doesn't care about her money. In anger, Amber throws sand at Pepe, and he reacts by striking her, declaring that he's the one in control now. He orders her to wash his clothes, saying she'll eat only after she works, and must address him with respect. She returns with his laundry, but he makes her thank him for allowing her to serve him. Then he tells her to fetch water before giving her a small piece of lobster to eat. When she asks to sleep inside his shelter, he refuses, ignoring her pleas about the cold. At dawn, Pepe wakes her and orders her to clean his hut. Later, they catch fish together, and she cooks it for him. Trying to regain some power, Amber hints that she'll reward him if he starts treating her kindly. Pepe dismisses the idea and asks why she's so sure anyone will ever find them. He warns that each time she disobeys, she'll face consequences, just as he once did under her command on the ship. They go fishing again, and Pepe manages to catch an octopus. Frightened, Amber throws it away, which angers him. When she tries to rest afterward, he orders her to keep serving him, reminding her that he's the one in charge. He demands that she sing and dance for him, and though he begins harshly, he's soon captivated by her grace. The next day, Pepe lounges and smokes while Amber works round the camp. Tension builds, and an argument turns into a chase across the sand. They struggle, and he pins her down. Overwhelmed, Amber stops resisting, but Pepe abruptly pulls away, saying he can only be with her if he truly loves her. The next morning, Amber woke early and set out to gather firewood. The soft sounds of the waves mixed with the rustling of leaves as she worked quietly. Later, she and Pepe spent the day by the sea, enjoying a calm and peaceful time together. The sun warmed their skin, and the breeze carried the salty scent of the ocean. It was a simple day, filled with small moments of comfort and companionship. As the days passed, Amber and Pepe grew closer. They learned how to live together more smoothly, adjusting to the rhythms of island life. Amber grew stronger with each passing day, her skills improving as she learned to survive. She became better at finding food, making fire, and navigating the island's challenges. One day, while out gathering wood again, Amber spotted something in the distance, a yacht sailing far off on the horizon. Despite the excitement the sight might have brought, she chose to keep quiet, not saying a word to Pepe. She watched silently as the boat disappeared from view, her thoughts hidden beneath a calm exterior. That evening, Amber was unusually quiet. She finally broke the silence by asking Pepe if he would rather be with someone younger. The question hung in the air for a moment. Pepe looked at her and replied honestly, saying that he wanted a woman, not a girl. His words comforted her, and they shared a connection deeper than before. Soon after, rain began to fall, tapping softly on the roof of the shed. Pepe found a bottle of alcohol hidden inside, and the two of them shared drinks together. They laughed and relaxed, the rain outside creating a cozy atmosphere inside. It was a rare moment of joy and lightness in their otherwise tough situation. The next day, they worked side by side mending fishing nets. As they worked, Amber confessed quietly that she loved him. Pepe thought about their feelings for a moment, and wondered aloud if those feelings would have existed without the shipwreck bringing them together. That day, Amber caught an octopus and gave it to Pepe with some eggs as a gift. Pepe said their relationship was meant to be. Amber laughed, threw eggs at him, and he chased her down the beach. They found joy and grew stronger together in their simple, isolated life. After some time passed, Amber and Pepe woke up together on the beach. The sun was warm, and the sound of waves gently crashed nearby. As they looked around, they noticed a yacht far off in the distance. Amber's heart raced, and she quickly begged Pepe to stay quiet so they wouldn't be seen. She was scared and hoped they could stay hidden a little longer. But Pepe looked at her seriously and said that if she truly loved him, she needed to prove it in the real world. He believed that staying hidden wouldn't solve anything. Despite Amber's repeated pleas for silence, Pepe made a signal for help. Soon after, they were spotted and rescued. Once back on land, Amber was shocked to learn she had been all over the news. The captain who rescued them explained that her husband, Tony, was on his way to see her. He also told Pepe that they had been missing for more than a month and that their story had captured the public's attention. The captain mentioned that Tony was very wealthy and intended to reward Pepe generously for helping Amber. Later, at the harbour, Tony was there waiting. He embraced Amber tightly, relieved to have her back. Then, he turned to Pepe, thanking him sincerely for everything he had done. After that, Tony led Amber away, leaving Pepe behind. Pepe watched them leave, feeling a mix of emotions. Then, he turned and walked to a nearby bar. While there, a man followed him and offered a large sum of money as payment for Pepe's troubles. Pepe refused the money and told the man to leave. Still, the man didn't leave empty-handed. He left behind a bag filled with cash. With that money, Pepe went to a jeweler and bought a ring, a small token perhaps of hope or memories. Amber and Tony arrived at the hotel after a long day. The lobby was quiet as they checked in, but soon Amber's phone rang. It was Pepe calling. Amber answered quickly, relief and curiosity in her voice. She asked him why it took so long for him to get in touch. Pepe explained that he had been trying to call her many times, but somehow no one had passed along the messages. He sounded sincere and told her that he truly cared for her and believed they needed to find a way to be together. Amber thought for a moment and told him to leave a message at the hotel's reception desk with clear instructions. She promised she would do whatever he asked if he would just tell her what to do. That night, Pepe wrote a note. In it, he said he would have a boat waiting for them at the harbour early the next morning, ready to help them escape. He gave the note to the night receptionist, giving strict instructions that the message should be delivered only to Amber and no one else. When morning came, Amber woke early and looked around for any messages. Tony soon joined her in the room. Just then, the receptionist handed them a letter, but it was about something different. It was about a helicopter, not the boat Pepe had mentioned. Later, Amber and Tony left the hotel and boarded the helicopter. Meanwhile, Pepe was waiting at the harbour, hoping everything would go as planned. During the flight, Tony quietly passed Amber an envelope. Inside was a $100 bill to tip the bellboy, but there was more than just money. Hidden inside the envelope was the note from Pepe that contained the location of his boat. The bellboy took the note to Pepe, who quickly tore it open. Inside, instead of just a note, Pepe found a ring. The bellboy then pointed Pepe toward the helicopter, signaling that it was leaving. Pepe ran toward the helicopter, desperate to catch it. Amber stood watching, tears falling down her cheeks, as the helicopter took off just moments before Pepe reached it. Feeling devastated, Pepe threw the ring into the ocean, heartbroken over what had just happened.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and stay connected with us.